But Mr. Speaker, at the same time, we also have to remind ourselves that the Ghanaian believes in the principle of self-determination. If you ask the Ghanaian whether we should borrow our way out of our problems or contribute a little bit more out of our problems, the average Ghanaian, I believe, would say, let us share the responsibility to get out of our problems.
Mr. Speaker, our position is that don't tax Momo. Don't tax Momo. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, our position is don't tax Momo. Don't tax Momo. Don't tax Momo.
I was on for E-LEVY once and some ASEAN can who be social media. Na E-LEVY akoye ensem bia here Ghana for the fufuro bia ba ho a e wo se etimi ba na ye de besom mo e na ye majority and minority for timi kopie mu e wo parliament ani nyina no na ye E-LEVY ho nkomo e ne MP so mo yare nyina na etimi de omoto ambulance mu e de mu kopie mu e wo parliament e mu nsam e ne se de koye no bi e na mede e ba besom mo na video bi e trende e wo social media video no e ya Hunter West MP Honorable Ebenezer Kojokum ojare na yare ni nyina echi etimi de ne to ambulance mu mani kopie mu e wo parliament se onko to E-LEVY ho aba no kodu ho so de ene ensem de bebre na ene si e wo honom abro mutimi kotena ase e wo parliament no and Speaker of Parliament Honorable Aban Bagbin at E-LEVY ho nsem eto mani na chese wo so bia etimi kire na adwen kire no na nya asam ketwa NDC fo eka na NPP fo so eka na ye minority for only leader eye Honorable Haruna Idrisu at ensem bi eto dwa na ensem no de to dwa no wakan bibi se ban E-LEVY a minority for NDC for de omonsa eni ase omajai e de ama NPP fo de omobeye bia no omofanye no omopa de so omadwen no munim de de beka ho de ne ensi efri so mangasa no omo support E-LEVY no abroad nsem we eto dwa wieye no e no pie free parliament we koye na opie ya wo ko no e na minority fo ni nyina no e sorry di na chia na omoko abroad omoko no majority leader Honorable Chairman Sabonsu e nsem bi eto dwa se so omo so munyi ntuma I was say Speaker of Parliament Honorable Alban Bagbin e de ensem to dwa na chese E-LEVY no omutimi kan omo sorry so e ko na no e na Speaker of Parliament e de to dwa se E-LEVY no wa ya wa adwen so pese enji ntum na ye pass no obetumi aka ye sense wunyi ntuma na waka no ene ye no ebe wiase no e ba soro e chen no na chese E-LEVY no omaja tuma ne sana se si ade ni nyina ene se E-LEVY no ya taken into consideration na ye twan se ye mampeni His Excellency na na Akufo-Addo dan kwan so de ne de ba bebom se E-LEVY no ye pass ya ne sa anase mpo no so e ka bibi se ni ye ntwam na de aba fa ho so ene se di kan ba ye se na 1.75 no se say no 1.5% per ena ye de to momo tax no so we ene ensem aba ba to dwa na videos bebe na nkasa ho no ebe ko ne akohwe bidia bansa ne ebe ko ne akohwe de aba ne MBGS digital so wa brochima mu no adwuma sama ya basa na se mpo ni adwuma opa adwuma bi atwitwa won wanya time so e da ma family dia we ni tena fie na ye nchrew no ne se wanya phone na se laptop na wa access to internet training na ye de be from no tools bi on here ne be provide e de amount open share mu pia numbers no ene go screen no so betima afre na ne mpanifo e de enkomo yenko ne enkohwe videos ene ne course so e wo parliament ne bi emra wa bra minority for sorry so mu pia de wo ne course so nyina
Working out. Those in favor of the adoption of the report of the committee in support of the second reading of the electronic transaction bill 2021. Say aye.
Let it be recorded today that the NDC minority opposes this tax with all strength within us for a simple reason that we do not believe that mobile money should be taxed. Mr. Speaker, our position is that don't tax Momo. Don't tax Momo. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, our position is don't tax Momo. Don't tax Momo. Don't tax Momo. Honorable Minister, let me put on record that we are not against taxation. The NDC, as a social democratic party, do not believe that we should design a tax that is regressive and punitive. My position against this tax is not personal, Mr. Speaker, but it is based on sound technical reasons. Mr. Speaker, as a tax professional, I cannot sit for this tax policy to go through without drawing the attention of government about the negative impact on our economy. Mr. Speaker, we believe that this tax is not only regressive, but indeed punitive. Mr. Speaker, most importantly, this single tax policy is distortionary, and it will have a negative impact on the Ghanaian economy.
Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the motion and to speak in support of the motion. Mr. Speaker, revenue measures generally are not very popular with citizens, and especially when they come at hard times, they are not popular with citizens. Mr. Speaker, we are at a time when it remains a fact that the entire world is going through a tough time, and Ghana is experiencing same. And if at this time we are asked to contribute as part of our responsibility to resolve the difficulties, it is only understandable that it will not find favor with some sections of the population. But, Mr. Speaker, at the same time, we also have to remind ourselves that the Ghanaian believes in the principle of self-determination. If you ask the Ghanaian whether we should borrow our way out of our problems or contribute a little bit more out of our problems, the average Ghanaian, I believe, would say, let us share the responsibility to get out of our problems.
My brother, Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, talks about if you buy something. Momo is not about purchases. And that is what the ranking member said. There are normally 3 levels of taxation. What you earn, such as wages and salaries. What you consume, that is what you talked about. And then wealth, that is property. So if I send money to my son in the school to take that money and go and buy books, and you want to tax that, you call that consumption? Mr. Speaker, that is insensitivity of the highest order. Mr. Speaker, when I send 1,000 Ghana to my son in school, this government is proposing to take 1.5 of that. When my son goes to buy textbooks, they still want to follow that money and take 1.5 of that. If my son goes to the pharmacy, and this is the worst of it, if he buys the medication, first of all, he pays for the medication. If says 100 cedi, he will pay a VAT on that 100 cedi. And when he decides that he wants to pay that VAT, that you government, you are charging, you still want to charge 1.5% on that tax that the son is paying. Mr. Speaker, this is what we call lazy man's economics, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today, this government promised us that we're going to reduce taxes from 25% to 20% in terms of corporate tax.
Absent for natural say E-levy won sense Ghana for soon ebo to go mom pese beba no de aba fa ho ni nti we nu ho no ma na wa ya alert because any moment from now bia no ye betumi apase to ma start e ye adwuma foforo bia ba ho so a ye be sign so e de aba be so mo Koda group of company or Muslim fast and Flatomy pills me go so e kan mo say e we adwaman so a ebo asiesie ni pedua no se wo ho no na wo so ba na se be ma opese wo so nte kakra wunya slim fast ni bebe boa e shape na siesie kama sanso na bafu so opese so nte na watimi dia bonko for life ibia eno so Flatomy pills na wo no ma ebo adwuma yie pana ne bon so eda form do bia wo pair to no friend numbers na go screen so a wonsa ebetumi aka bi na won so body goals no 2022 eno wa na area ni watimi anya bi kama follow me ewo Instagram catchre nana akusia makram.
Everybody knows Acrobato, and if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, you, let me talk to you. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period na se problem suwum ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa na me coin point no mo hwe me modam no mo hwe bibia na so mo medro me fire no ene ma won kra me enu foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba ti ene je dia ba fie pa.
You heard everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama no nura ene ne ho eden a watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you.
Of Acrobato.
Hello.
Hey, Oshisho what che?
Okay.
A free bra would the end point what dance. I'm a choir no. Me Joseph Sama name Koye and person my embrain and a Magina Sabema. Now me be here for the hard in Jarisa.
You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.